Hello, hello, and welcome to At Home with Lucas. So this is going to be part 2 of a 3-part review on LavAzza Espresso Roast. So I bought a 2.4 pound, 2.2 pound bag, and I figured I would break it up into 3 different reviews. That way we could figure out which one of these has the best taste. So I already did the pour over, that's part 1. This, part 2, we're doing French roast. Yes, people, we're doing the French roast. We've never done it on this channel before, but I'm super excited to give it a shot and see how it tastes. So in this video, we're gonna be doing a special grind for the French roast. Then we're gonna be doing the pour test. Then we're gonna be doing my favorite part, the smell/sip test. And that's gonna give us a good understanding of whether we wanna stick with the pour over or move on to the French press. Yeah, super excited about that. And then we're going to talk about it, whether you should drink French press daily, weekly, monthly, or never. Stick with the pour over. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, let's take a look at this bad boy right quick. So we got the whole bean coffee, LavAzza 1895. Wow. I wonder what coffee was like back then. Espresso Italiano, 100% Arabica. I want that cup right there. I should buy it. French press grind. We're gonna go ahead and put them to the grind test, and we will see how these things break down. Alright, you're going to want to set your grinder to a more coarse grind. This way, when they sit at the bottom of the French press, they can absorb the water and the flavor will just transmit through and everything is going to come out tasting perfect. So, coarse grind it is. You can choose whether you want it to be super coarse or a little bit less, but you want it way past the medium point. Alright, so we're loading up our beans right here into the burr grinder, and we are going to grind these bad boys up. So because we're doing a coarse grind for the first time on this channel, we're going to see the beans break down differently, but they still want them to be uniform. So you know, if you watched part 1, you know that these beans are good. They break down very well, and we can judge from there. Yeah, definitely go watch part 1 if you haven't watched it, because it shows a little bit more about these beans. All right, down the hatch they go. Super excited about this. I have not had a French press cup in a long time, so this is going to be really interesting to do the sip test. Bye beans. Hello grounds. All right, so because I had such a big bag, I had to split them up into Ziploc bags because my coffee canister is full of the pour over grind. So this is what I have, and we're going to go ahead and take a closer look. You can see that they're chunkier, thicker, and just all around coarser grind. It's just it's ready for the French press. I may adjust it and go a little bit more coarse as I continue to drink French press, or maybe I'll choose not to drink French press and continue with my pour over. We'll see. We shall see, people. But yeah, those look good. They broke down correctly. There's not a lot of big, chunky, jagged edges everywhere. It's all fairly uniform, which is good. All right, so coming up, I'm going to show you a little tip. So if you do buy a big bag, you could take your Ziploc bags and actually put them right back in. So you can break down those beans into 3 different grinds and then throw them into the same bag, seal them up, and the sunlight will not be able to get into them, and you'll be good to go. So just a little tip for you guys at home. I'm always looking out for you guys. Yeah. All right, let's get into the French press. So here we go. We got our 1 ounce scoop right here. Man, those look good. Those grinds look good, guys. All right, here we go. So this is my stainless steel French press. I think I'm gonna link it down below if I can find where I bought it. I bought it 2 years ago, and I've used it off and on. I do want to get a clear one just for better video. I want to get a glass one, but for now, this is what I have. A lot of them are stainless steel, so I don't know if that makes a better cup of coffee versus the glass. I do know the glass obviously will break, so that's why I went ahead and bought this one, just to avoid any kind of breakage. But yeah, it definitely looks cool on the camera right now. That's all right. Let's get this boiling hot water in here. So what you want to do is you want to put enough water in to cover all of the grounds. So once they're fully covered, you need to let it sit for maybe a minute. And what this is going to do is it's going to break the flavor from the grinds, and it's going to release that into the coffee, or sorry, into the water at an extreme level. So 30 seconds to a minute, and then you're just going to want to pour in your water like I'm doing here, and you want to fill it to the level that you want. So one tip that I can give you is take your cup and pour it in there when there's nothing in there. Pour it in there and see how high up it goes. So if you're doing a mug, then pour it in, and that way you'll get an understanding of what's going to make your cup versus making like 2 cups or maybe less than a cup. All right, so if you look here, we're seeing some crema, people. This is interesting. We are seeing some crema. I'm liking that a lot. When you go with the coarse grind, you're kind of like, I don't know what's going to come. But yeah, you're seeing the crema, and that is indicative of what's to come. This is great. I am very happy with that look right there. Okay, so you want to put your plunger thing down just to where it hits the top of the French press, and then you're going to let the lid down, and you're going to leave it for 5 minutes. There we go, 5 minutes. You can go to 6 minutes, but 5 minutes is roughly the best, and then you want to plunge it down, and then we're going to get into the pour test. All right, so we want to see a rich, solid stream. I don't know how much particulates are going to be in here because this is a French press. It does have 2 or 3 filters, stainless steel filters at the bottom, metal ones. All right, here we go. Not bad, people. Not bad. You're seeing a little bit of particulates in there. It's a little cloudy, not as pure as the pour over, but definitely looking good. That's a rich cup of coffee right there. And look at the top of that coffee. Is that what I think it is? That is crema, people. That is crema. Wow. I like that. That is awesome. So even with the pour over, when you pour it in your cup, you do not get any frothiness at the top at all. So that is already a big difference between French press and pour over. Now I actually did 2 sip tests, one off camera with my awesome cup right here, and then I did a second sip test with my other mug. So I made 2 different French press brews. So here is the second one here. Frothiness even more on this go around. So this was the first time, and man, look at that frothy crema right there. That is absolutely amazing. Okay, like always, I'm gonna be doing the thermometer. I'm gonna put it in there to make sure that it's between 135 and 145. All right, so we want to see 135 to 145. If it's not at that level, then you want to wait. Optimal flavor is actually around 135. So what'll happen is if it's higher than 145, you're actually going to not taste as much. So it's going to be just this fiery hot lava in your mouth, and you're not going to get all of the intricate flavor notes. So it's best to wait, and of course you don't want to wait too long because you have a 30-minute window to drink the coffee to get the optimal flavor. So once it goes past 30 minutes, you're going to lose a lot of that flavor that you enjoyed early on. So here we go. Let's give it the second temperature reading. There we go. That looks perfect. That is good. That is good. I've never waited for it to go to 135. I'm too impatient. All right, let's get into the smell test. Wow. Okay, it smells similar to the pour over. It's got a really bitter smell to it. Very bitter. Smells very harsh. I might have made it a little too strong. All right, let's get into the sip test. Wow. Holy moly. Wow, that is like a flavor overload. Wow. Getting a lot of earthy notes. Getting a lot of bitter. Wow, that is... You wouldn't expect that much flavor from a coarse grind, but for some reason you're getting a huge hit of flavor. I haven't had a French press in a long time. This is actually really, really enjoyable. Wow. Yes, that is some good flavor. I almost want to say it's better than the pour over, but I'm tasting a less clean cup of coffee than the pour over. So I think the pour over wins still with the cleanliness. Well, that's a weird word. With the purity, I would say, of the pour from the pour over, but this definitely has some insane flavor notes. Yeah, I would say if you're trying to get the best flavor, this is probably what you're gonna wanna go with. I think the coarse grind plus the 5 minutes of soaking in the boiling hot water probably pulls out more flavor than the pour over with a medium grind. Wow, yeah, that is very good. That is really good. Yeah, this is an interesting experiment to grind the same beans 3 different ways and taste the difference, because you don't really think about that. You think, oh, a grind is a grind is a grind, and I always put the regular grind into a pour over. I never really thought there was a difference. I'm sorry, into a French press. I put the same grind into all of them. Wow. Yeah, that, I would almost say for this coffee, this is better than the pour over in terms of taste. So I'm gonna give this a leg up on the pour over. So we'll see how the espresso grind does and go from there. But this is definitely very, very good. Wow, yes. All right, there you go. That's the LavAzza Espresso French roast style. Yes. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button. And if you want to join the at-home family and you want to be a part of this crew, hit that subscribe button. You have no idea how much I am so thankful for all of my subscribers and all of the future subscribers to come. You guys are truly going to change my life and my family's life, and I truly cannot say how much I am thankful for you guys. I'm on my way to 1K. Every day I just get a little bit closer and a little bit closer, and it just, I'm so excited. But as always, I thank you so much for watching each and every one of my videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.